Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It is 11 a.m. Central European Time. It's the 19th of June already. 23rd of June, I believe, is the summer solstice. And then the nights will be getting darker. Big show and breaking news, which we'll go through in a minute. First of all, welcome to the stream. Good morning to Chris, Bullish Bull, Hidden Agendas, Mags. Who else is in here? Velvet Rope, I think I've already said you. Good morning to you all. I hope you are doing well. And you may see a little monkey on the screen. We are going to go through that at the end of the show because we have got an airdrop for you. And it's a free airdrop. And you know we don't like giving you anything that costs you money. So this is completely free. We have links that you can go to, connect your wallet, play the game, and get a free airdrop. We'll go through that at the end of the show. So nothing to worry about there. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to start off very quickly with the breaking news. We're going to take everything out of the intro. We're going to go straight into the breaking news. And I'm going to tell you why this is so important. And many people may not think this is as important as it is. And this is massively important. The SEC has permanently suspended the investigation into Ethereum. Now, this is a snowball, and this is the beginning. Remember, a month and a half, 2 months ago, the SEC opened an investigation into Ethereum for being a security, selling unregistered securities, all of that. What has happened since then is that a certain presidential election is in the throes of beginning, and we have Biden versus Trump, potentially somebody else other than Biden and Trump going head to head. And guess what? Biden realizes that Trump is going after the crypto vote. I believe there's 50 million people in America that hold crypto. What happened? The SEC approved the Ethereum ETF. Last night, the S1s, the amended S1s, some of them were submitted. And in the early hours this morning, the SEC has announced that the investigation has been closed. Why is this important? Because they cannot approve the ETF if they're investigating Ethereum. The same way that certain other things couldn't happen when there were investigations against certain exchanges. And I've said that those investigations will be dropped. Some of them have been dropped, some of them have been settled. This is the beginning of the snowball. They've suspended the investigation. Any day now, potentially this week, end of this week, they are going to announce that the Ethereum ETFs are going to be approved. We are then going to see, maybe in July the 4th, go live for the Ethereum ETF. I said yesterday, we need a spark to get out of this downward trend we've been in, this sideways movement, this range-bound 60 to 70,000 range that we've been in, and this is it. We've seen Ethereum hang on for dear life to its gains. I mean, it's still $3,400. Bitcoin has wet the bed. The alts are all in A&E. Tariq, don't even want to talk about Tariq. Tariq is suffering like nobody. So this is the bullish news. This is what's going to happen. And this is the start of potentially the next leg up. And that might sound crazy right now because of where we are and people talking about 57,000. But remember, we go up when everybody expects us to come down, and we go down when everybody expects us to go up. And this could be the catalyst for that move up. We don't need to go into it in any more depth. Suffice to say, they were closing the investigation around Ethereum. Now, this is not just bullish news for Ethereum, it's also massively bullish news for all of the layer 2s and all of the projects, for Lido, for Optimism, for Arbitrum, for Matic, for everything associated with Ethereum. This is massively bullish news. Today, we're happy to announce a major win for the Ethereum developers, technology providers, and industry participants The Enforcement Division of the SEC has notified us that it is closing its investigation into Ethereum. This means that the SEC will not bring charges alleging that sales of ETH are security transactions. That's the breaking news, and that's where we're going to start the show. And I hope that that is going to be the catalyst to get us out of the doldrums. Good morning, Peter. Welcome back to the stream. One thing I will say, when the markets tank, the viewership absolutely plummets as well. We barely get the half of what we normally get when the markets are high. So now we can go back to the normal show. What I would ask you to do is, of course, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, if you don't follow us, make sure to follow us, make sure to subscribe to us, and let us know that you care. Peter says it will be okay. It will be, Peter. It will be okay. Absolutely. So what we're going to go through today, $127,000 Bitcoin. I said that with a smile on my face. Solana up next. What news have we got about the ETF? The Athena outrage. Again, I panned that coin when I reviewed it a few months ago. DJT coin, I've already covered. And I'm going to cover what I covered in the video in the article. What else do we have? I can't see the screen for all of the comments. Oh, and Morpho. Morpho is next as well. We're going to have a look at Morpho, and then we're going to look at PAL AI if we've got time. PAL AI is a coin. Lots of people ask for it in chat. Lots of people have got it in their portfolio. We're going to very briefly go through it. We're going to go through the website and the price, and also look at the white paper if we have plenty of time. Good morning, Solo Sky. Welcome back. Right, where are we? 65.2. 65.2. What were we at yesterday? 65.8, 66, I think. So we've come down another step from where we were yesterday. But look at Ethereum, 35.36. That's a big move for Ethereum. Considering everything else is down, that is a big move. Market cap is, I don't know whether, I think that could be wrong, but the market cap is up slightly. Volume is down. Not too much to talk about there. Bitcoin dominance, ETH dominance, again, not really a lot to talk about there. We are slightly moving up towards 72%. So we have moved maybe 1% in total. But again, I think we're going to get contagion from the Ethereum news into crypto today, tomorrow, and the rest of this week. People are loading up on Ethereum. Now, we don't have Ethereum on the agenda today, but one thing I want to say is the theory could go the very similar way that Bitcoin went, and that is Ethereum could rip maybe 5,000, maybe 4.5, maybe 6,000 before the ETF news. The ETF goes live. Now, remember what happened with Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. It got converted and dumped the market. Remember, Grayscale also has an Ethereum trust. Are we going to see a massive sell-off of Ethereum on July the 4th, July the 5th, July the 6th? That is a possibility. So although it is all green grass and roses right now, we potentially have some negative price action on Ethereum after the ETF goes live. So try and remember that it won't just go to the moon when that happens. Now, 24-hour gainers and losers, we've got, some of the gains coming back for coins, which is nice to see. The market, if this is the first bull run and bear market you've seen, it's hard, and I know it's hard, and even some of the streamers are talking about how they're finding it hard, and it is brutal. And the issue is that you have people that trade on charts, and they're never going to be right 100% of the time, because life doesn't revolve around a chart. And then you have people that talk about the macro news without looking at the charts, without looking at, specifics of coins and pairs, and they are never always right. And you have to try and find a balance between understanding, we've got the S&P at all-time highs. We've got the Dixie rallying to the upside. We've got Bitcoin and crypto in the doldrums. And you see people saying, why is my coin down 50%? Why is my coin down 30%? It's not your coin. All coins are suffering. If we go, and you can't see it because it's off the screen right now, but if I go to the 30-day average loss, these coins have all lost over 40% in a month. WorldCoin, Akash, Singularity, Fetch, Arweave, Jupiter is down 39%. Phantom, Thorchain, Near Protocol, okay, ICP. Now, I'm going to let you into a secret. Not all of these projects are garbage. Not all of these projects are fly-by-night chancers that want to basically make a few quid out of crypto. Some of these are solid projects. Jupiter is going to be the unicorn on Solana. WorldCoin, I don't like it personally. Lots of people like it. It's a massive project. Singularity and Fetch. FUD, from when one of the exchanges saying that these will be delisted. They're not being delisted. They are being converted into ASI. So don't sit there and think you've made terrible choices. You've made terrible investment decisions. You haven't. Remember, these coins can run up just as quickly as they can run down. Just because it's down 40%. A crypto that's down 40% is the equivalent of a stock being down 4%. It's just crypto is magnified. So a lot of these coins in here are solid projects. Don't worry if your portfolio is down 30% or 40%. It's not a problem. You just have to, hold your tokens. Good morning, Tariq. Welcome back to the stream. I've got a very special X-file for you coming up in a second. Now, again, there are going to be some coins down here which may not necessarily come out of this correction at full steam. I agree. But you're talking about some of the best projects. ICP, Near, Jupiter, Singularity, Fetch. What else is down here? Say is not a bad project. Immutable X, incredible gaming token, blockchain, or layer 2 should I say. Celestia is still being hammered. These are not bad projects. So don't worry if you're down. Everybody else is down. But everybody else might have a different 20 crypto to you. And you're all down 25 or 30%. It's not you. It's me. If crypto was a woman dumping you as a boyfriend. It's not you, it's me. All of crypto is down. The only way you're not going to lose is if you are one of the lucky ones and you are holding some of the gainers over the last 30 days. And believe you me, they're few and far between. Lido, Uniswap, Jasmy, Notcoin, Brett. There's not many gainers over the last 30 days. So don't think that your portfolio choices are down to you. They're simply not. Now then, let's move on. Everybody is the hero of their own movie. Even if it happens to be a shark. This shark has been through everything. And you are this shark. You're going to come out of the end of this correction and the next correction and the next correction after that, and you are going to be covered in battle scars. You're going to have chunks taken out of you. You're going to have scars. You're going to have memories of coins that dumped 50% and pumped 200%, and you're going to come out of this. But remember, you are still the hero of your story. You are still the shark. You are still alive and kicking. Crypto is not going to break you. It just requires mental resilience. This shark didn't give up in these fights. And that's what you need to do. You need to remember, these things can drag. We only go up for a certain amount of time. We come down for the majority of time because our pumps are so euphoric. We can move 5, 10, 15%, 20% in a week. But we can also crab downwards for 3 months. Bear in mind, it's never going to be easy. If this was easy and you could make as much money as you wanted in a few weeks, you'd be living it in your own little fantasy. It's no longer your story, it's a fantasy. It takes time. crypto is not get rich quick. There may be the odd individual who will be rich, and you will look at them and think, I want to be that person. Hold your bags, and at the end of this bull run, and the next bull run, and the bull run after that, you will be considerably richer than you are today, because the market is expanding. Real world assets, tokenization, AI, all expanding industries. The same would have been said if you were getting into Amazon when Amazon was starting. Who would have thought you could have a website that served every country, every product under the sun? You would be laughed out of the meeting room if you'd have suggested that. And that happened, and that is now one of the biggest companies in the world. So, let me just pause that. So, don't panic. You are a shark, and you are going to have battle scars. And for Tariq, this is what happens when you play with the wrong fish, unfortunately. So that's the big, I suppose, motto of the day. Just keep swimming and just hold the line. Survive. That's all you have to do, is survive. Bitcoin, the fight for the golden fib retracement is on. It was set. That doesn't make any sense. It was set the initial higher low from the initial leg up from the range low. Let's see how it does here. And that was at 64.4. And as you can see, we're at 65.2. So we have bounced. Good morning to the people who have just joined us. JC, good morning. Daniel, good morning. Remember, if you're new here, smash the like button, say hello. We don't bite unless we're a shark. And you're Tariq. But we don't bite. And just basically try and stay as calm as possible. So a lot of the sensible traders that I follow are now talking about a bottom being in. That's possible. Now, Kelly Kellum, he doesn't get as, I don't think he gets as many followers as he should get. He's posted some interesting signs. He's got quite a level head. No money for markets right now. That's why crypto is pulling back. Wrong. That's what some people were saying yesterday. If you remember, I gave you my reasons why I thought the market was down yesterday. One was, of course, the ETFs have been selling. The other one was, of course, leverage. And leverage traders were over ramping. We were losing 300 or 400 million a day in longs being liquidated. And of course, the miners are having to sell, because they are no longer making 900 Bitcoin a day, they're making 450. Kelly has responded to the argument that I didn't use, because I don't believe there's no more money in the market. I believe there is money in the market. I just believe that it circulates around. S&P is breaking to new all-time highs as Bitcoin is going down. Why? The post-halving profit squeeze forcing inefficient miners to shut off, providing sell pressure, and consolidation at previous all-time highs. Weak hands shake out. Absolutely. As seen in the second chart in this thread, buy signal loading that has averaged over 120% upside. Remember, the longer we stay down here, the higher that we're likely to go. And that sounds crazy, but it's true. There is a finite amount of wood for your bonfire. If you throw all that wood on your bonfire today, the bonfire will go out by November. We don't want that. We want to have slow and steady price action that builds up over a long period of time. In my opinion, we are still 16 months from all-time highs, as in the end of the bull run all-time highs. We can't burn our fuel now. We're going to run out and we're going to whimper across the line in October next year. There are going to be more corrections along the way. We could run up to 90,000 at Christmas, come down to 75,000 in February, run up to 100,000 in April, come down over the summer months, and then hit 200,000 in October. All of those things are possible. Just stay the course. Don't fold. I just pressed no. Can I change my vote to yes? Yes, you can. Convex Finance coin has been flying lately and keeps going. It certainly does. There are a few coins that have done exceptionally well. Ondo, which I haven't put into the stream today, Ondo is doing exceptionally well. That's one of my picks. I was late to the show with Ondo. And the reason being is that I wanted to wait for confirmation that it was actually going to be what it was going to be. And it's going to start to fly. I think it's still at $1.20. I think I got in at $1.15. I got in really late. There was people buying it at 30 cents. So I was really late, but I think it's got a long way to run. Anyway, moving on slightly. Here are crypto's top AI and big data related coins sorted by notable daily development activity rates over the past 30 days. Remember, it doesn't matter about the price. It matters about what they're building and what you think they're building is going to add value. That's what really matters, because if it adds value and it's going to make money, it's going to go up in value. Near Protocol is number one. That's one of my top 2 picks at the minute. My number 1 pick is ASI, of course. Graph is second. Oasis is third. Bitenza, not a fan of Bitenza, to be honest. Ocean Protocol is going to merge with FET. That's going to happen in the near future. That's 6 and 10. Golem is up there, and Ori Chain and WorldCoin are up there. So lots of development going on in AI, as you would expect. And from time to time, it's good to see those kinds of lists, because this is a precursor to launching of new products. That's why I'm relatively bullish on Cardano, because whenever we look at development by blockchain, Cardano is always on the top 4 or 5. If they are building all the time, it's not a zombie coin. They're still in development. Remember how early we are. It's not about finishing the race early. It's about finishing the race. So don't panic about that. Now, Tech Focused just bought $1 million worth of DJT in 2 transactions following Gigantic Rebirth's $100 million bet that DJT is not related to Trump. Now then, I've made a video about this. And what's important to understand, in my opinion, is that until it is confirmed that a coin has an association with anybody, you don't take that jump. And in my video, which I made yesterday at 1 o'clock, I alluded to the fact that this had nothing to do with Donald Trump, nothing to do with Barron, and it was a cash grab. And subsequently, we found out it has nothing to do with Trump, and it was a cash grab, and it ran up to $300 million. When I made the video, it was at $250 million. I haven't bothered checking it today. It's got nothing to do with Donald Trump, and it looked like a scam. And I said, I can't tell you what to do with your money, but please don't buy into tokens based on he said, she said, because that's going to get you wrecked. Very similar to Ondo, like I've just been saying. I could have got Ondo at 30 or 40 cents, but I wanted the confirmation that that project was associated with what it is associated with. And that sounds crazy, buying it at $1.15 when I could have got it at 30, 40 cents. But you need confirmation. If you rush into every project, Near Protocol, I only bought in March or April. I could have bought it last year at $2 or $3. I need confirmation sometimes that these projects are valid. I don't come on here and just blurt out projects at you and say, oh, this looks good, or this looks good. That would be like a 2-year-old walking around a toy shop, just picking up random toys. You have to try and pick the horses, A, that have 4 legs, and B, that can run. There's no point in buying a horse with 3 legs because you didn't take it out of the paddock and you thought, that's a nice colour horse, it's grey, and then it comes out the paddock and it's got 3 legs. It's never going to get you anywhere, is it? So sometimes you have to wait for higher prices and confirmations to buy those tokens. And DJT, thankfully, was one that I found. It all looks dodgy. I made the video. I don't always make videos saying this coin is great, this coin is wonderful. I try and make fair, honest videos, and in my opinion, it was a scam, and I think it is. But that confirmation hasn't come through yet either. Now then, we're going to move on very quickly to look at this bullish pattern. Flux is a zombie coin. It's that's only because you bought and sold at a loss, Peter. I don't believe Flux is a scam. Right then, Bitcoin is primed for a massive jump to $127,000. I know you're feeling that pain. I know you're feeling like that shark that's got all those war wounds on it, but you have to look at where we're going to go. And there is a crystal ball, and I don't have that crystal ball, so everything I say is just my opinion. Always remember that. Bitcoin, the undisputed king. We don't need to know about that. TAs are a curious breed. They speak in a language of charts, patterns, and indicators, deciphering the cryptic movements of the market. One such indicator, the bullish flag pattern, has some analysts like Gert van Legen cautiously optimistic. The handle of the 3-year plus cup with handle itself qualifies as a bull flag targeting 127k. Price has clearly broken out of and successfully retested the flag for support. Bitcoin is ready for the next leg up, according to Gert on the 16th of June, before, of course, we came down even further. This pattern suggests a potential price increase based on recent price movement, with Bitcoin consolidating. Again, we are pretty much stuck in a range. He added that Bitcoin had tested the support with success. If it's accurate, Bitcoin might start a bull run and reach 127 in the next few weeks or months. Now then, I'm not 100% certain about this, but we are going to go and have a look. Adding fuel to the bullish fire is the apparent dominance of buying sentiment among futures investors. Futures contracts allow investors to speculate. We know about June, or whatever the last Friday is this month, is going to be a massive day. Month end, quarter end, half year end. I mean, that's a perfect storm for price movement. And whatever that price is that they want crypto to be at that time, we are likely to be around that price. Otherwise, the bullish futures or the bearish futures, they get wrecked, and they don't want that to happen. Is it possible to review and do an upload on an AI called iExec RLC? Plenty of upside and great websites. Very interesting. I will certainly go and have a look. As I said, we are still struggling with the algorithm. The Trump video, I think, is going to hit about 150 views. And a month and a half ago, that'd have had about 2,000 or 3,000 views. And I just think we've been sin-binned for something that we've done. So I will continue to make videos, but the views have just dropped dramatically. So let's go and have a look at the chart. Let's not read too much about this and see what the chart tells us. I'll get my crystal ball out, my fictitious one that's in my head, and see if I can give us any hopium. What are we, 11:27? Good morning, Kabir. 11:27, and we are really not getting very far, are we? So we have two patterns to look at. One is this one, which Kabir will like because it's $52,000. That's one pattern, pattern A. That is the bad one. That's really not happy, if you ask me. That's really bearish. Now, I will bring you back to the positive, which is the RSI being at these levels down here. We're on the daily. I don't do hourly and 4 hourly and stuff like that, but on the daily, I said this, today's Wednesday, I said this on Monday. Every time the RSI has come to the level it's been at, we have pumped. Every single time. You can go back as far as you want over the last year, and you will find that. Now the weekly, again, the weekly doesn't look good, but again, look at what I am about to show you. And if you have watched me long enough, you will know what I'm about to say. And that is that every time we come down and touch right there, what do? We bounce like Tigger. That's what we do. So the RSI is shot. We've just literally touched the bull market support band on the weekly. So where are we going to go next? We are going to go up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little arrow on the chart. So tomorrow and the day after, when we come back, we can all laugh at the fact we're at $62,000 and I've said that we are going to go up. Now, where do we need to get to? How do we know that we are going to have reversed this course of action? The problem is we've got this range here that we could come down to, okay? and that's kind of at 61 to 63. And I know Brogan's got different targets. I can't remember what his targets were yesterday. 61 to 63 is in this range. Now, if we want to have a bit of fun, if we want to get back into the margarita zone, you know, it's nearly summer, we need to kind of probably get up back towards 67.5. So that's a $2,300 move. That's a 3% move. So if we want to get back into this range, I think we need to get back up towards here and test it. So we want to get back towards 67,500. If not, we're going to come back down here. Now, from what I've just shown you with the RSI and touching the bull market support band and all that good stuff, I think we're going to go up. If it's a relief rally, it's a relief rally. When do I think this is going to happen? I think it will happen in the next week. I'd say the next week. Maybe the Ethereum catalyst is going to kick us up the bum and shift us up a little bit. But I think we need, even if we get a dead cat bounce, we need to move up. A bandana and a crystal ball and cross your knees and you might get a result, said Peter. Absolutely. You know what the issue is? As I said at the start, when we're going down, everybody looks in this direction. All the crypto influencers look down there. And the only thing I can do is look at the macro, which is all the bullish news that's coming, and look at the charts. We're oversold. Every time we touch the bull market support band in a bull run, we bounce. Unless we go too far away. We haven't gone too far away. So we're going to bounce. The RSI is oversold. We're due a relief rally. And that relief rally to 67,500 is going to make everybody feel so much better. But remember what could happen is if you look up here, we bounced, we came down. We bounced, we shot down. We bounced, we came down. We bounced, we came down. Now, there's no crystal ball that says that we're going to go up and then up at all. What may happen is we may get the bounce. That might take us up back towards 70,000. Everyone's drinking margaritas. Peter's sitting there with his cigar, smoking, thinking that he's Warren Buffett. That's all good and well and good. But if we get rejected again, we could come straight back down. So we've got certain targets that we have to get to, break and hold. And that means doing this and holding it. Then doing this and holding it. Okay? We have to break those targets and hold them. That's the key. If we don't, we're just going to keep coming down again. And we need confirmation that we're going to go back up. Once we're back up above 70,000, if we do this, then we're going to go because we've retested 70,000. But we're not that far away. It might happen. Smash the like button. Indeed, smash the like button and say hello if you are in chat. Make sure, if you are new here, you hit the subscribe button. It's really important. As I said, we are getting absolutely stuffed by the algorithm at the minute, but we will never give up. We will never give up as long as there is people out there that want to hear the rantings of a madman. So, next target for me is 67.5. We need to get towards 67 today. I think if we don't, then maybe we just crab for a little bit. We are so far oversold. I do think we're at max pain. I mean, to be honest, I haven't actually felt bad about this because I accepted the fact we were going to 63,000 and 61,000. I accepted that fact probably end of last week. And then, of course, we talked about it on Monday and Tuesday, 63, 61. We're doing better than expected. I know we came down to 64.5 and we've come back up. And the likelihood is we could dump on the opening today and go down to 63.8. I know all of those things, but I'm not feeling too bad about it because it's kind of been signposted. That makes it easier. And if you know Bitcoin is going to 63 or 61, you know the alts are going to get wrecked. What do you do when the alts get wrecked? You take advantage. Keep some money on the side. That's what you have to do. Now, Solana is next after Ethereum ETF launch. Again, Shiny new toys and little kids. You give a kid a little fire engine, he plays with it. You then wave a police car in front of him. He puts his fire engine down, forgets about it, grabs the police car off you, starts driving that around. You then hand him a Superman figurine. He drops that police car next to the fire engine, he runs off with the Superman. That's what these traders are like. We've got the Bitcoin ETF. Did they celebrate? No, they moved on to the Ethereum ETF. They started buying Ethereum. When Ethereum goes live as an ETF, July the 4th, got my hopes hanging on July the 4th, what do you think they're going to do? The day or the day after, they're going to go out and start piling into Solana. If you know that now, buy Solana. You know they're going to go after Solana. It's at what are we at? $140, $135. In fact, we're going to break up the chart now, aren't we? Yes, we'll look at the chart. So we know they're going to go after Solana. If we know they're going after Solana, before they go after Solana, guess what? You can front run all the whales, and that's such a luxury. Let me very quickly show you what happened to Ethereum, just to give you an idea of what is going to happen to Solana. Now, I am not saying we're not going to go down any further, by the way. Let's point that out there. I'm not saying that we're going to go to $300 on Solana. Right. So, all of this was the ETF hype. I'm not writing hype. We just about got the ETF, right? So if that happens on Ethereum, oh, don't hang. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? We are back. What do you mean by the algorithm? Have you added channel keywords? Yeah, everything. Nothing's changed. Yeah, I've got lag a bit, but it's gone now. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. Yeah, basically nothing's changed. I got a message from YouTube about 3 or 4 weeks ago saying that some of our traffic was invalid, and I've no idea why, because none of our traffic, as far as I can see, is invalid. And that since then we haven't been recommended. Our videos are not getting recommended. That's the issue. So what's going to happen with Solana? Let's go through the article first before we go to the chat. At 138, we know the whales are going to buy it. 138, we know the whales are going to buy it. You do the math. I'm not going to say any more on it. So let us move down. Following the approval of Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, attention is shifting towards Solana. The SEC's progress in approving these products has fueled interest in other altcoins, Solana now under the spotlight. The idea is generating considerable discussion, given the popularity of altcoin ETFs as a means to diversify crypto investments. An approved Solana ETF could provide substantial benefits. Yeah. We don't need to know about that. We don't need to know about that. Here we go. This is the bit we need. So experts have varied opinions on the feasibility and timeline. Brian Kelly has suggested one might be next. So James Safer, who I don't agree with, and by the way, we did already read this out. A Solana ETF will happen within a few years of getting a CFTC-regulated futures market, but Congress and the market structures feels like the FIT21 could make it happen quicker. I think a Solana ETF would see most demand versus other digital assets. Absolutely agree. So this is the process. You've got to fill out the application. We know about that. The SEC's got to read through it. Public comments, we know about that. Approval or rejection, we know about that. Now, what has to happen is there has to be a futures market. I think that's how it works. The CFTC approved the Bitcoin and the Ethereum futures markets years ago. In fact, the Bitcoin futures market killed off the 2017 bull run. If you look at when the futures market was approved and you overlay that with the 2017 bull run, you will see just how much it just crippled the Bitcoin bull run. Yeah, JC, I think that is a wise choice. Getting in to Solana at these prices, in my opinion, and it's my opinion only, is not a bad move. I've already got my bag of Solana. I've had it. I've got it staked. and it's earning me 16% at the minute APR, and it's not a high risk play in my opinion. So I'm quite happy with my Solana bags. Do I think Solana could go to $1,000? Yes, I've made a video about that. Again, most of you won't know about that because the algorithm is telling you that I don't exist, but I've made a video on how we get to a $1,000 Solana, and it's not as bullish and it's not as moon boy as you think. I have some very modest targets for Solana. I think $300 to $350 by the end of the year and $600 to $650 by the end of the bull run. Sounds not great. Okay, it's a 5x from here. If we get the Ethereum ETF or the futures ETF with the promise of a spot ETF, then we're going to hit the $1,000. But we're not going to get $1,000 Solana without the ETF. That's my opinion, because it's going to require a lot of money to move the price of Solana. Not as much as Ethereum, not as much as Bitcoin, admittedly. But it's not that easy to turn around and say $100 XRP and then prove $100 XRP. And when I made the video about Solana getting to $1,000, nobody I watched actually gave you market caps or numbers or timescales. They just made a video, went, Solana is great, it's going to $1,000. I mean, what are you watching? What is the point of some of these videos? The issue for all of the alts is the money coming into Bitcoin and Ethereum that's going to propel Bitcoin and Ethereum up is coming from ETFs. That money isn't in crypto. The only additional money in crypto that we're going to see is the pump price of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the existing people in crypto are going to see maybe a $250,000 Bitcoin compared to maybe a $110,000 Bitcoin. That additional money is still going to pump all of the alts. So although we're not seeing these inflows coming directly into crypto, those ETFs, the side effect of that is that the additional money you've got from your gains. So if we do hit a $1,000 Solana or get close, $900, I will be selling all of my Solana. If we get to a $15,000 Ethereum, I will be selling all of my Ethereum. The only thing I'm not probably going to do is sell all of my Bitcoin. That is, I'm probably going to hold. But the key here is when the markets are bleeding out like this, you need to look for what's going to have the biggest bounce. Now, some of the smaller cap coins, the 100 million, the 150, $200 million coins, they're going to rip to the moon. But we're looking at the fourth biggest crypto asset in the world behind Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB. And it's at $138. It was at $200 on the, 31st of March. So 2.5 months ago, it was 50% higher. We're talking about Grayscale Solana Trust valuing Solana today at $340. There's everything you need to signpost what's going to happen. And the issue isn't, is it going to get there? It's when it's going to get there. Is it going to get there this year, next year, the year after, the year after? I think it will be the end of the bull run, because I think that the appetite to rush these things through. The SEC folding on Ethereum today has been the biggest bit of bullish news for crypto we've had in the last couple of weeks. They've given in. The head of their crypto department, whatever he was called, has stepped down. That was 2 days ago. They've stopped the Ethereum investigation 2 days later. Is that a coincidence? Absolutely not, right? So somebody higher up than the SEC, and there is really only one area higher than the SEC, are basically telling the SEC what to do now. So he's resigned because he doesn't agree with it, but he's gone. The new people in charge, the ones that agree that crypto isn't a be-all and end-all of evil, they are now pushing these things through. We're going to have an Ethereum ETF in the next 6 weeks, maybe even in the next 3 weeks. Solana is next. Now, the issue is I don't know how long you need to have a futures ETF for before you get a spot ETF. I don't know if they can go live at the same time. I have no idea. But the futures ETF is going to be approved because the Commodities Commission want their chunk of change. So it's going to be approved straight away. Solana futures go live. But we already know BlackRock are preparing the submission for Solana. So now I'm not going to talk about it anymore. All I'm saying is maybe look to dollar cost average in. If we tank today, if we go further down, consider it a cheaper alternative. If we go to $100, and I'm saying that we could hit $1,000 with an ETF by the end of this bull run, or 800 to 1,000, close as we can get. That's a 10x from where we are at $100. It's a 7x from $140. So they are massive moves for a fairly reliable, fairly safe blue chip layer one. And you can't get that many more opportunities like that. Ethereum is not going to 7x. I don't care what anybody tells you, we are not going to 7x on Ethereum. We are lucky if we 3 to 4x from where we are now. Bitcoin could 2 to 3x from where we are now, but Bitcoin and Ethereum are different because they're going to have the ETF money as well. Solana doesn't at the minute. So a 7x on a top tier coin is not a bad return. I've got some comments in chat. If you want plenty of video views, make a crypto market video. Yeah. Would it be wise in December this year if I get a 10x portfolio to swap all of my coins into Solana and hold for 5 years? I think if we have a massive run up towards December, I don't think it's a bad idea to take profits. That's the first one. And then you could wait for a retracement. We might get the run up in November. 6 months after the halving is when the supply shock hits. That takes us to October the 20th. So around November or December, we should see some pump. The question is how high and how fast we go for the rest of this year. I think taking a profit in December or January is not a bad idea because we are going to have a slump at the start of the year. And then we might run up in April, and then we might run up in October or November. That's a possibility. It depends on what Solana does. If you're flipping everything in December into Solana, you're going to miss the dip, if there is a dip. So it might not be a bad idea if we have a huge run up, and there's lots of things that are going to happen over the next 6 months. So bear with me. If we run up to $90,000 on Bitcoin, if Solana gets to $300 by the end of this year, $350 by the end of this year, it's not a bad idea to take some profit. Then, in January or February, if we retrace to $250, that's when you should be buying your Solana. I wouldn't flip it straight away because we're going to have all the Solana ETF news. So it might not drop as much and it might rip. It's hard to say, but I would look to take profits, wait for a correction and buy back in. I'm tired of those nonsense airdrops given out by projects. I don't even do airdrops no more, even if it is free. Absolutely. Now, we have an airdrop. That's a nice caveat, a nice segue for me, Kabir. We have an airdrop which we found for Kong. And again, this isn't a random one, and we only do these ones if they're free. Now, Kong is a giveaway from an existing project that actually has volume. It's not a new project. It's a little bit like it's a meme coin launched by an existing company. They're launching their own meme coin. Now, it's free. That's why we're doing it. If it was paid, we wouldn't be doing it. And there is a link in the description below to take you to it where you can go. The wallets, they've got like 10 different wallets you can connect, and you just basically go and farm the airdrop. That's it. There's no other news other than that. But I do think it's going to run up, and it's free. You might get $5 out of it. You might get $1. You might get $50. It's entirely up to you. Now then, Athena. I think I said that this was a great project, if I remember correctly. So Athena has changed its stance and annoyed everybody. So basically, you now need to lock up half of your ENA tokens to get the airdrop. This might cause people to get upset, and it clearly has. Under the new rules, ENA airdrop recipients will have to lock up 50% or more of their airdrop tokens or risk losing their unvested ENA tokens. The rule went into effect on June the 17th, several months after the April airdrop. Now that is a bit of a kick in the teeth. The team said that by enforcing this rule, they wanted to encourage long-term holders instead of attracting mercenary capital funds used by investors or traders to make a quick profit at the expense of long-term stability. Now, I don't agree with what they've done. And the reason I don't agree with what they've done is because there are better ways to do it. This is like beating somebody with a stick rather than dangling a carrot, if that makes sense. And the reason I say this is I quite like the way that Camino have done it. Camino tokens are available on all the exchanges. What they do is the longer you stake, you get a loyalty bonus, and it's compound. So you might get 10% in quarter one, 20% in quarter two, 30% in quarter three, and 40% in quarter four. And they give you tokens which you can stake, which act as a multiplier. Now, the reason that this works so well is that once you get all of these multipliers, for every $1,000 you've got staked, somebody new who comes along, which is a mercenary, as they've described them, they would need to stake $3,000 or $4,000 to try and catch up with you. So it makes it slightly fairer, and I like that approach rather than this stick, which is basically, if you don't do what we're going to say, we're going to take your tokens off you. I don't agree with that at all. And again, I don't like this token. The reason I don't like this token is it's a synthetic stablecoin, and the collateralization is Ethereum and other assets. It's all well and good in a bull run, but when a bear market comes and it becomes decollateralized, it will go to zero and you will lose all of your money. And they're offering you 18% APR on USDE. And I don't recommend going anywhere near it. And I said that in the video. And that's the issue for me. So if you know that a project has a synthetic stablecoin based on the collateralization of Ethereum and other assets in Bitcoin, and you know that we're in a bull run, you know it's going to do okay for the next year or two. But come 2027, is it going to be the next Luna? That's not what I meant to bring up. I meant to bring up Athena. Let's go and see what the price is on Athena. Okay. So this token was at $1.47. It's come and bounced off this fib level here, the 382 fib, which is at 64 cents. So it's lost 50% of its value since the 12th of April. I personally wouldn't touch this coin with a barge pole. And the reason is that the risk of having USDE is too high for me. Any associated token is going to go to zero. Why hold the token of a project that is such a high risk play? We've talked about Solana, we've talked about loads of other real world asset, AI, we talked about projects with real profitability. This is going to go to zero. I wouldn't touch it. Right, we're going to run out of time. I need to get a move on. Mags, it's at the very top. Now, I can't say too much about it, but I am going to make a video about it today. Now, something very important to say about that airdrop is we're not being paid to tell you about the airdrop. They haven't given us any money. We're not being paid to make a video. I try and find you airdrops which are legitimate and might have some value. And there's loads of airdrops out there. As Kabir has said, the majority of them are garbage. This isn't in that category, in my opinion, because it's associated with a project and they're going to have a use for it. I think you'll be able to stake it as well. So that's why we like the idea of it. Now then, this is what I covered in a video that I released yesterday, 3 o'clock. A Solana meme coin reportedly launched by Trump's teenage son, Barron, is mooning, but is it real? Go away. Let's see, is that big enough on your screen, I think? Right then. It was called DJT, and it was a Solana meme coin that launched 2 days ago. Well, it didn't launch 2 days ago. It's been in existence for 2 months, but it was announced 2 days ago in a tweet saying that it was connected to Donald Trump's son, Barron, and 3 other very close advisors to the Trump family. The volume, as I made him commented on my video, was 363 million in 24 hours. It was massive. I covered this and showed you bubble maps, which showed that 40% of the coins were held by 2 wallets. Before I'd made the video, that was 63% of all the coins were held by 3 wallets. It was clearly, or it is clearly, a scam. There was suspicious posting and unlocked liquidity. The liquidity wasn't locked, which meant it could be pulled. It was funded by an account we can't mention the name of. Trump didn't say a word about it. The DJT meme coin surge exhibits all the hallmarks of a classic crypto grift. The sketchy nature of the source, suspicious dissemination of the contract address, unlocked liquidity, the funding, the limited visibility, it was all a scam. I said this in my video. I said I could be wrong, but it looks like a scam, and it was. Now, I haven't got the chart to show you the token price. I'm not going to bother bringing it up, but sometimes, and we say this a lot about pre-sales, they're really not a good way to get into crypto. When a coin gets to the exchange that you're watching us on, the majority of the time it's legitimate. The majority of the time it has a certain market cap, and the exchange carries out some level of due diligence on those coins. And some exchanges are better than others, but very rarely do you see a rug pull that's already on an exchange. Now, that might sound really bad for you because you want to buy a project that's at $10 million because you want it to go to $1 billion and make 100x. But trust me, you could get 10 of these projects, put $100 into each, and you could lose all 10 $100. It doesn't work that way. You will be very lucky. One of the guys that we covered in an article months ago, he invested in 1,200 meme coins. And I don't know how much he put into each one, but he put a lot in. He invested in 1,200 meme coins, and one of them took off, and he made $12 or $24 million out of it. Fair play to him. But that's the odds you're up against. 1 in 1,200 chance of doing this. So when you see these coins coming out, they're not always going to go to the moon. You're not always going to make 100x. So, like I said, I can't talk too much about the airdrop because it's not listed on exchanges, and that's the simple fact of it. I can't talk too much about it, but it's associated with a legitimate project. Go and check it out. All the links are on there. Go and check them out. It's a legitimate project that wants its own meme coin. That's it. So it's not a brand new project, brand new meme coin. DJT isn't associated with anybody or anything, and it's just a pump and dump. Now, Morpho becomes the first L2 protocol to launch on Base. Again, lots of shade being thrown at Base at the minute, and I don't understand why, because the metrics are very good. So Morpho is the first layer 2 protocol to launch on Base. It's introduced Metamorpho vaults and Morpho markets, boosting yield and borrowing options. The CEO, Paul Frambert, has shifted his stance on Base, seeing it as pivotal for the growth in DeFi. Again, I totally agree with stuff like this. One of the projects that we really like on this channel is called Wolf Swap. It's a DEX, and it's on multiple blockchains at the minute. It's on Base, I think it's on Polygon, it's on Chronos, it's on a few others. It's a really good DEX. You can see what they're trying to do, and they're trying to do community staking, where you can stake one token and earn another token and all this kind of stuff. So DeFi for me is a good way of making a yield, and it's good fun, but obviously you have to know what you're doing. If you're new to crypto, don't go near DeFi. Keep your money on exchanges. Use the native staking that's available on your exchange and keep your money there. Don't go near DeFi unless you know what you're doing. It's very high risk. LP can cause you to lose more than you think you're going to gain. Anything that tells you you're going to get 9,000% APR, stay well clear of that. So this expansion marks a pivotal moment as it seeks to capitalize on the growing DeFi ecosystem. Absolutely. So Morpho, maybe we'll make a video about Morpho. Maybe we'll go and look at it. But these vaults, optimized yield through passive lending. I like stuff like this because if it's done correctly, you can earn more than native staking. And if it's solid, and again, one thing I was saying before about not buying Mondo until it was over $1, I wouldn't put any money anywhere near Morpho until 3, 4, 5 months down the line, just to make sure that it doesn't get hacked. So when these projects launch, it's great. Go and have a look at them, go and earn your yield, but treat them with the fact that it might get a vulnerability found and drained. So with these projects, it's good to put them on your watch list. Give it 6 months. If we don't mention it being, not rugged, that's the wrong word, attacked and drained, then you're fine with it. It's the same with Zeus. When Zeus connects Bitcoin to Solana, I think it's a great idea. I think it's great. I think it's going to work, but I'm not going to go anywhere near it for 6 months until all the vulnerabilities have been found. Because believe you me, Morpho markets and Meta Morpho vaults, they are going to be attacked by all and sundry to try and find loopholes, to hack them, to drain them of their funds. That's just what happens in crypto. So watch it, but be careful. Always play safe with things like that. Now we are way over time, so very quickly we're going to look at PAL AI. Very quickly and look at PAL AI. I got free and it's worth 0. Yeah, I know, and you know why? Because they rugged a free airdrop. I think what happened was it went live. They didn't get to the market cap that they expected, so they just pulled the project down. Utterly ridiculous. Right, this is up 8% over the last day. Again, a lot of coins are going to be showing this kind of recovery. But what is PAL AI? And also, for the record, I don't hold any of this token. This is just because I keep seeing it mentioned in chat. It's available on all good exchanges as well, so this isn't a new off-the-cuff coin. Create and integrate advanced crypto and AI bots. There are no limits. I think there's I think it's got about 150, 160 million market cap, so it's still got a long way to run. They're going to be at the AI Summit in New York. That doesn't really tell us an awful lot. So here we go. PAL is a robust ecosystem leveraging advanced AI and ML tech. It enables users to create personalized AI bots, deploy across multiple platforms, including Telegram, Discord, or your own app, offering comprehensive solutions for businesses and projects. So we've seen and we've covered a lot of these AI bots. BonkBot being one of the biggest ones, and then there was the other one, which I can't remember the name of, that's the biggest Discord bot out there. They do make some money in certain instances, but when the market crashes, everything loses money. So you've got to be very careful. Give me a second. Move down here. Again, we have other things. You have AI assistants as well as trading bots. You have the AI chatbots. You've also got assistants that you can plug into anything. You've got token snipers. I used to follow a couple of these on Telegram until they got swamped. They basically look for new tokens, tell you what's gone live. You can then go and buy directly from Telegram. So it's a niche. I would call it a niche, but I wouldn't call it a small niche. Now, very quickly, we're going to have a look at the docs. Do I think this could run up to $500 or $600 million market cap? Absolutely. But the issue is there's going to be competition for them. And because there's going to be competition, you've got to be careful about whether it's ever going to see its maximum. If it was the only company offering this or the only way to do this, then obviously it would have a bigger market cap. But do I think it could 4 or 5x? Absolutely. It takes a percentage of the transactions, remember. So if you trade using one of these bots, it will take a fraction of the transaction. And when those bull run gains start to come in, those transactions will be bigger and it will make more money. Think about DEXs. DEXs will do multiples in the bull run because they're taking fractions of the transactions, and those transactions will be a lot bigger than they are today. So DEXs will make more money in the bull run, as will Telegram bots. But there are others out there. That's what you're going to be careful of. In fact, just to give you an example of the competition it faces, if you go to CoinMarketCap and you type in Telegram and you go to categories and you go to Telegram bots, this will give you the list of Telegram bots. So Notcoin is up there, Pal AI is up there as well. These aren't necessarily trading bots, they're just bots. You've got Banana, you've got TokenFi, you've got ChainGBT, Node, Palm, and a few others down there. So you have a lot of competition in this market. It's still worth 2.2 billion. Don't compare it to Notcoin either, because Notcoin is a game and it will always have a higher market cap. Even though I think it's going to come crashing down, it will. So Pal AI, go and have a look at it. I personally don't think it's going to hit $5-6 billion market cap. I do think it will do at least a 4 or 5x. But again, the competition out there is severe. So anyway, read into that what you think. That is pretty much it from me. I am done for the day. Let's go and have a quick look back at the markets, see where we are, see if Bitcoin held 65,000. It's held 65,000. So hopefully onwards and upwards for Bitcoin and the market for the rest of the day. I am going to go and make a video or two. So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please like and subscribe to the channel. I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, Thursday show. Let's see what happens to the markets today. I think we're going to go up a little bit today. I think we're going to have a little bit of a relief rally and then see how we end the week. So with all that being said, thank you everybody for watching. Take care. See you in the morning.